right, I got a question for you. It's a what-if question.
Yeah, what's up?
What if your company announced to the world that they were investing in the development of robots that will eventually take your job? If you're a driver for Uber and Lyft, that's actually a thing that's happened. So I really like Uber and Lyft. They've made LA, the city where I live in, way more navigable. I also love that it gives you a chance to meet people that you'd never get a chance to meet otherwise. So there's basically two kinds of drivers. People who are doing it full time, and some of whom have been professional drivers for years. So first off, can you say my name's Juan and
my name is Juan. I'm from Mexico and I work for Lyft.
I like driving, but I'm driving around 14 hours a day. That's a lot.
Yeah. And then there's the people who are doing it to fill in the gaps, who are maybe they're artists or students or people who have other jobs.
Make makeup and sell it. So mainly like Instagram, and I do YouTube and stuff like that.
So I wanted to know what drivers thought about this change, and the first thing I learned is they are not especially worried. Yeah, take a right, just right on Los Feliz.
I don't think anybody is going to be, or not a lot of people are going to have that peace of mind of driving with a computer, you know?
And even if we have like a really good technology, sometimes the technology going down, you know, sometimes the internet and everything, so that I think.
Yeah, so you're not worried?
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
Maybe in like 2025.
Yeah, 2025 is 9 years away.
I mean, by then, hopefully you're not doing this.
But the truth is, driverless cars are going to be here sooner than we think. So my colleague in New York, Joanna, her beat is the future of transportation.
I'm Johanna Bouya. I'm the reporter for Future of Transportation at BuzzFeed News.
Everyone I talk to is like, oh, I don't think that's going to happen, or I don't think it's going to happen for 20 or 30 years.
Yeah, so fully autonomous vehicles are probably further down the road. 20 or 30 years seems reasonable, but level 4 autonomous vehicles are probably going to be on the road within 10 years. General Motors, for example, is releasing a feature called Super Cruise, which will allow you on the highway to take your hands completely off the steering wheel, and as long as you're paying attention and there's not anything else going on, and that will be in production by 2017. So we're getting really close to what we hope will be level 4 automation, meaning like you will not have to put your hands on the wheel for a long period of time, both on the highway and in dense urban areas.
So there's lots of car companies beginning to test and release new self-driving features. One of the most advanced on the market right now is Tesla. So I went down to their design center in Hawthorne to check out the latest software for their Model S. Okay.
There we go. See the little gray steering wheel popped up? Now using that little stick that we talked about, pull that twice towards yourself. There you go. Auto steer's enabled. See how it turned blue?
Yeah.
And it's showing blue lines right now, meaning that it's reading
like the lanes right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's super, I mean, it's not like cruise control. So if I put the right turn signal on, it's gonna go into the right lane. Hands off. Oh, it's so tight. It's crazy. So dope. I really wish I could just be like, go back to Tesla.
I mean, in the future, these cars will be fully autonomous. So yes, they will at some point have to be capable of doing a multitude of different things, including that.
If we have level 4 cars, do we still need the...
We won't need them in the traditional sense that we need them now. They won't necessarily need to be driving, but there has to be a person behind the wheel for level 4 autonomous vehicles. And so what that looks like is really unclear, because we're really early on in the stages. Lyft just announced its partnership with General Motors. They're not even really sure what that is going to look like. They really just begun conceptualizing it. And so there's an opportunity for drivers to simply sit behind the wheel between rides, but the likelihood that a driver would be interested in doing something like that, to me, I would assume is very low. It's really not clear what the driver's place will be when there's even level 4 autonomous vehicles.
I did ask Lyft what their plans for drivers were, and they said, while it will be years until we roll out an on-demand autonomous network, we believe that autonomous vehicles are the future of transportation. Having pioneered peer-to-peer ride-sharing, Lyft will continue to play a leadership role in the evolution of how we get around. We have a strong driver community, and we are dedicated to treating them better than any other ride-sharing platform. That won't change. We will work closely with drivers and explore ways for them to participate in shaping the future. The thing I really learned in talking to these people is not that they don't care about self-driving cars, it's that they're not really thinking about driving for Uber and Lyft as a long-term thing. And that could be because they're thinking about what's next, or it's because they're not thinking about what's next.
I feel like Lyft should be your filler, but it shouldn't be like your end goal. Like, I'm going to be a Lyft driver for the next 5 years. Like, that should not be something that's just implanted into your brain ever, I feel like. But don't realize this kind of, I guess, it's like a gig. It's not like it shouldn't be a full-time job. It was never implemented. It was never created to take people away from a full-time job. And that's where a lot of drivers in the beginning, they got so excited because the money was so good. They quit their job, they bought new cars, they did all these things to tailor to Lyft and Uber. And then they didn't realize that obviously over time it's a new business, especially a tech business, is going to change their models, and that's going to affect what they're making. And so I just don't think this was ever meant to be permanent for people.